SCUM throws you headfirst into a gritty open world survival experience where you step into the shoes of a convict dropped onto a mysterious island, all for the entertainment of a powerful corporation. Think of it as the Truman Show meets the Hunger Games, except with zombies, crafting and no hand-holding whatsoever. Branded with the phrase survival at its hardest, the game lives up to that promise with a dense layer of systems, from deep crafting mechanics to a surprisingly detailed metabolism tracker. Created by Gamepire, SCUM has been around in early access since 2018, but it officially hit its full release, its full 1.0 release on June 17, 2025. With years of development behind it, the result is an experience that truly tests your patience, creativity and survival instincts. The game doesn't pull any punches. Its steep learning curve will likely leave newcomers scratching their heads or respawning frequently. Veteran survival gamers might thrive, but more casual players may feel overwhelmed unless they bring a friend or two along. Still, once you push past that brutal entry phase, the game reveals its depth and becomes an intensely rewarding sandbox to conquer. The premise is simple but effective. You're dumped on a dangerous island filled with other prisoners, zombies, skull puppets and mechs. Your only objective is to survive. There's no epic quest or emotional story arc, just raw survival. And honestly, that's enough. The longer you stay alive, the more the game opens up to you. But getting to that point, that's the real fight. Gameplay wise, SCUM takes the survival genre and dials it way up. It includes everything you'd expect: crafting, base building, looting, but adds complexity in spades. You have to track your character's weight, stamina, vitamins, hydration, even when they need to relieve themselves. It's kind of like Project Zombie, but with more realism and a brutal edge. And while melee combat can feel a bit stiff, that actually helps reinforce the idea that you're just a regular person and not some kind of super soldier. And visually, SCUM is actually surprisingly beautiful. Realistic textures, immersive weather and a great attention to detail across the board. Even running on medium settings, the world looks rich and alive, from abandoned buildings to overgrown forests. And performance wise, I didn't encounter any major hitches or stutters either, which was super nice to play. The audio design deserves a shout out as well. There's almost no background music, which adds to the tension. You hear every footstep, every rustling branch, every far off growl. It keeps you on edge, especially when a puppet zombie decides to sneak up on you out of nowhere. And they will sneak up on you, trust me with that. So at $40, SCUM offers a ton of content. If you enjoy the survival genre, there's enough here to keep you busy for hundreds, well, if not thousands of hours. The DLCs are purely cosmetic, so the full gameplay experience is available without any extra spending. That's refreshing in today's gaming market. I first heard about SCUM during the COVID lockdown era, when survival games were booming. It stuck around in my memory, but I never jumped in until now. And I'm glad I waited for the 1.0 release. The game is far more polished and balanced than it was in its early access. That said, don't be fooled by the humor in the latest trailers. I went in expecting something a little more quirky, maybe a goofy spin on zombie survival, but I was wrong. Within minutes of spawning, I was bleeding out, trying to bandage a wound using dirty rags I ripped from an old jacket. It's harsh, it's unforgiving, but it's also fascinating. As someone who's played titles like Once Human, Project Zombie and Don't Starve Together, I thought I had a decent grip on survival mechanics. SCUM humbled me quickly. It doesn't just track your hunger and thirst, it monitors digestion, injuries, infections and more. You even have to manage waste, which sounds absurd but actually makes the experience feel that much more real. So I found myself tearing apart every piece of clothing I could find just to make sterile bandages. The injury system is surprisingly in-depth. Wounds don't automatically kill you, but left untreated will get you infected and spiral into something worse, some crazy infections, and well, eventually you can die because of those. You have some real choices here. You can clean your wound with alcohol, use aloe vera, wrap it in a gauze. It's immersive in the best way. And resource management isn't just helpful, it's critical. Whether you're scavenging solo or fighting over scraps on a public server, every item counts. Food, tools, materials, they're all scarce and valuable as well. On the plus side, the interface is helpful. Holding control while hovering over items brings up detailed stats and uses, making crafting more accessible. It's small touches like that which makes a big difference. The base building aspect is also satisfying. Even in such a hostile world, having a little safe haven to return to, somewhere to farm, fish or rest, gives you a real sense of progress. I really like this about it. You can sit by a lake, fishing and watching your character haul up wriggling tuna. Feels oddly peaceful in contrast to the chaos around you. But let me be clear, SCUM is not a casual game. Even seasoned players will probably find themselves confused or frustrated at first. The tutorial covers only the bare basics, and you're left to figure out, a lot on your own. Expect to consult guides and videos online just to get a handle on the early game. The UI can also be overwhelming, with dozens of menus, stats and mechanics to track. It's not a flaw exactly, more a design choice, but definitely something to be aware of. You'll need patience, persistence and a willingness to die a lot before things start to click. So that's a thing that a lot of people will have a hard time with. So at least that's what I think, and that's what I had. So you have to push through. Combat is also another mixed bag. I get that it's meant to be realistic, but the mechanics can feel a little janky at times. I've missed zombies point blank with a baseball bat, only for them to turn around and wallop me to death. Animations can feel stiff, and enemies, especially the puppets, hit hard. 4 hits and you're bleeding out. It's intense. There were also moments where zombies seemed to appear out of nowhere. I'd cleared a building only to be jumped by a puppet hiding in a corner. Another time I was walking down a road and got sucker punched from behind. So yeah, always stay alert in this game. Still, I wouldn't say any of these things are deal breakers. SCUM is unapologetically tough, but that's what makes it rewarding. If you want a survival game that respects your intelligence and punishes your mistakes in equal measure, this one's for you. At the end of the day, SCUM delivers a deep, brutal and highly immersive survival experience that's worth the price tag. It's rough around the edges at times, but if you can handle the challenge, there's a widely detailed world waiting to be explored and conquered.